Hi, this is Stefano Pando from Astrovega. I've often asked myself, what is a meteorite hunt like? Would I be able to find a meteorite on the ground of a desert land? Then I got obsessed with the idea and researched for a year on the subject. So I finally flew down to the southwestern part of the United States of America and met Larry Atkins, a meteorite hunter. As we met by accident in Franconia, Desertland, Arizona, he invited me to do a couple of meteorite hunts with him and gladly went along for the ride and learned everything I could about meteorite hunting. Larry Atkins is an early member of IMCA, the International Meteorite Collectors Association. His website, Cosmic Connection Meteorites, is packed with his massive meteorite collection, which holds hundreds of finds across the nation and throughout his career. He put on record, like for example, the biggest meteorite found in almost 50 years from the famous Holbrook-Strewn field, which echoed in an article November 2007 in the Meteorite magazine. In this video, me and Larry will be out in the fields looking for the first meteorite fallen from a 2-day-old fireball over Prescott, Arizona. The video was filmed on February 16, 2020. Throughout the hunt, Larry tells us his skills and the pros and cons of meteorite hunting in order to find a meteorite, and hopefully we will be the first ones to find a fresh new meteorite to be put on record.
So, Mike Hankey is the guy that I mostly work with, right? And I rely on his information, to get me to the meteorites. But the guy that originally discovered that he could find radar returns of falling meteorites through the Doppler radar and through NOAA is Mark Fries, okay? And then there's another gentleman named Pat Branch who's come later on, and he likes to dabble in this and dig in there, and he's done some pretty good work with little success, that you could actually attribute directly to him. So what I'm saying is here, we've got three guys that do this, look through the Doppler radar for the signatures of the meteorites. So Mark Fries and Pat Branch had come up with some of their own data. They looked through the archives, and based on the information they saw, trajectory and so on, they decided that these returns over here were the right returns. Mike looked a little deeper and he saw these other returns, and based on his opinion of the data, he thought these were probably the better returns, and then he sent me to go to these places. In the meantime, there's about 20 hunters. All of the guys are over hunting these other returns, but nobody's found anything. 20 people for a week, okay? So Mike dug a little deeper and he started investigating Pat Branch and Mark Fry's returns and just kind of tweaking the numbers a little bit, and he looked a little deeper in and he found a couple small returns that nobody else has mentioned. And so we're going to change gears right now. There's a little bit of state land that's under these two returns, and it's more in line with Pat Branch and Mark Fries. It's off the trajectory that have been working for the last 5 days. It's a slightly different trajectory. It's just off by 5 or 7 kilometers or something like that. If our trajectory is like this trajectory is kind of like this. It's just south of us. And so there's these two little returns that would be, and they're only 4 kilometers off the ground. So there's a really, solid chance that this could be the correct spot for the small end of this event. And not that the other guys are on a wild goose chase. They may be, in fact, in the right place. Mark Fries and Pat Branch could very well have the right trajectory, and Mike could have been wrong. However, the 20 guys that have been hunting for a week are looking for 1 or 2 meteorites, the ultimate needle in a haystack, because they're on the far west end, which would be the big end. So there's probably only a couple of meteorites that they're looking for. So I'm hoping right now that we have something that nobody else has, and we're going to go in, and today we're going to go, if we can hunt in the mud. We'll see how muddy it is. Now there's also some neighborhoods. It's of course once again the checkerboard, state land private, and these two returns, one of them's directly over private land, but it's a neighborhood with streets and everything. So at the very worst, we can slowly cruise all the streets and hunt by truck for meteorite. And I think that's a good plan today. Instead of getting big mud boots, mud shoes on our feet. We'll do that, but at the same time we're also going to check the entry points of the two state land sections. The one southeast square mile of state land has half of one of the returns over it, okay, and then the other half is over a similar neighborhood, similar to the other return, which is over completely a 1 square mile neighborhood. So, but then right above that is a square mile of state land. So if the return's right above this, and it's 4 kilometers up, if we get to this very edge of the state land north, potentially there could be meteorites there too. So there we have it. Little shift in gears, little change of plans, little new information. Going on today would be day 5 or 6? Today's day 6. Something like that. So there we go. So now in this picture we're looking at the state land and the private. So we've got state, 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 private, private, private. The two returns, which I'll show you in just a second, are right here. One of them is sitting right on this piece of private land. So this here is good. We want to hunt this area here. The wind was blowing this direction, or actually kind of sort of this direction. It could have pushed meteorites up into here. That's possible. The other return is sitting halfway across this private square and about halfway across this public land square. It sits kind of like that. So for me, our first hunt is going to be right here. We're going to try to access this piece of state land, and we want to hunt especially the northern half of it. And then second hunt will be in here. Now today, this is probably going to be too muddy anyway, so we're going to want to focus right here and hunt all these streets and neighborhoods. Cool. Jackie. He's a cute boy. Yep, he's a good dog. There's another piece of state land with no lock on the gate, so this is good. How you doing today? It works really good. Yeah, we just harness him up, and then he'll pull us out.
I believe it. You must feed it right.
Hey, did you by chance see that meteorite here the other day?
No, I understand it's more towards Williamson Valley.
So there's a bunch of different information actually out there.
And they were supposed to have one in Prescott Valley also.
Well, it's all the same event. It's one event. I was just wondering if you didn't see it though. You didn't see it?
I did not see it, but I certainly felt it. And I went all through my house looking at all of my heaters, if they were going right and all that kind of stuff, because it worried me.
You felt the explosion and heard it?
Yeah.
Really? Wow, that's amazing.
Yeah.
Yep. So anyway.
That makes it all worthwhile.
Oh yeah, it's great. It's a lot of fun. But listen, there's a slight possibility that there's meteorites actually here because they don't just fall in one little spot. They spread out over miles and miles. And so I just want you to know that and keep your eyes open for little black rocks, probably pretty small.
Yeah, I have a yard full of rocks. I know where everyone is.
Right. So yeah, the meteorites are, if you find one, they'll be really black. So we're at the small end. All the little ones would have fell here.
Okay.
The big ones would be farther down the field.
But they would be black, you say?
Yes, jet black. They're going to be perfectly black. And they might be kind of a flat black, or they might be a shiny black.
Like obsidian or something?
But they're not going to look like glass, okay? You know, a rough obsidian though, it's not shiny, but on the outside it's just rough.
Yes, right.
Black,
Right.
it'll look like that.
Okay.
Like it'll be that black.
Okay. Well, if I find anything, I'll call you and let you know.
All right, well let me give you my card. How much property do you have?
10 acres.
Right back here? Well, would
Next to state land.
you let me hunt it?
No.
You wouldn't let me and my friend walk on it?
No.
Okay. Whoa, look at that jackrabbit. Did you see that? He was only like 15 feet from us when he took off. I didn't even see him there. No, I said you couldn't ask for better ground for hunting. And we're in what would be considered the small end. We spent all day on this 1 square mile. We haven't found anything, so it's a little bit disheartening, but you know, it's a big area. It's apparent that a lot of meteorites didn't fall. Not right here anyway. Alright. Wrapped up for the day. Time to go. It's getting hungry around here.
Yeah, I'm starving.
Too. is where we're going if we can get in there. Is that a parking spot right there?
Yep.
Yeah, hold on, fucker. Fuck you. Jesus Christ. Fuck you, assholes. Fucking people.
We do our last
Last run. Last chance. Got to run down this hill to the north, back towards the truck. And after this, I think I'm done. It's been a tough go. That'll look good cut.
Wow, look at that.
Take that home, put it under the saw.
Yeah.
Make some slabs. It's pretty. It's got a lot of nice color.
You didn't.
Yep.
You didn't find another great piece of
A
hematite.
big one.
Look at this.
That one's going home. Big old hunk of hematite. End of our 7th day. We're all done. I hate to admit it, but we've been beat. We started on Monday and we only had one day off because of rain. Other than that, we spent every single day in the field. We hunted as many of the Doppler radar returns as we possibly could. I would have to estimate we did at least 20 miles of walking or so, maybe more than that. And so it's certainly not from a lack of trying. Either the data is wrong or we just didn't get lucky and cross the path of the stone. So chalk up another one as defeated, as much as I hate to say it, but better luck next time.
And talk about that, there were also 20 hunters out there.
Oh yeah.
Plus
yeah.
Robert Ward.
That should be mentioned. It's not as if we're the only ones out here that got beat, you know. 20 of the nation's top meteorite hunters were here for at least several days. And of course that includes Robert Ward. This is in his own backyard and he's arguably the best meteorite hunter in the country. And even he is a little bit, you know, unsure of this event. We spent this morning with him, had coffee at his house, and talked a little bit about it. And even he's not overly confident. So you win some, you lose some.
That's the way she goes, eh? Meteorite world. And
Hey, that's why they call it meteorite hunting and not meteorite finding.
right on, Larry. So, thank you very much, Larry, for all your information about meteorite hunting and every details and all that we need to know.
All right, Stefano. Thanks for helping.
Thank you very much.